I said we had a secret to share, something that happened on the farm that was a big surprise to us. But even I didn't know all of the details at the time I said that. Hey guys, it's Nick at Chestnut Hills Farmstead. It is a beautiful afternoon on the farm. And naturally, it's springtime in Alabama, so we've got storms coming tonight. But you saw in the last video, we got the shelter ready. The goat shelter is repaired from the past 2 storms. We're good to go. Everybody's ready and prepared. All the chores have been done. Food and water's ready. Everybody's good. I'm trying to get a little bit more done on this potager. Let me show you the progress we've made here. I am closer and closer, guys, to getting all those old rocks out of there. All of this, most of you have already heard this going to the driveway up there at the main gate. Some going down to the barn. But look, Zoe's weed fabric is going in. And that actually looks really, really good. We're putting down weed fabric. She's going to lay out her bed design. And then we'll figure out what we're doing around it. She and Tracy at Just Dig It Farms have been discussing some design ideas. So we'll see how that turns out, and we'll keep you updated. This is what I'm going to be working on today. But while I work on this, nobody wants to watch me go back and forth scraping and digging rock. So while I work on this, let me show you a little bit about what happened yesterday evening as I was leaving here. I was headed out for the day, just admiring Jason, and I heard something. Something very different. There's our goat that wasn't pregnant. We just thought we were done. We thought Jersey didn't get pregnant. But, oh well. I guess we were wrong. Miracle! Are you king of the hill? Miracle's decided to be king of the hill. Jersey? Did you have a surprise for us? Miracle, get down. Get down. Jersey had a little surprise for us. I'm not going to go in there. I'm standing outside the fence to make sure they latch on. But everybody's kind of calmed down. It's late in the evening. Even the geese right now, you kind of hear them in the background, but at least they're not screaming. So with everybody calmed down late in the evening, I don't want to walk in the fence. They think it's feeding time again and get stirred up. So I'm just going to watch for a few minutes. Make sure everything's okay and leave them be. They're both doing fine at trying to nurse. The only thing that concerns me is the little one with moon spots is about half the size of the other one. I don't know if you can see because they're both so dark, but one of them is tiny. That concerns me a little bit. I just want to watch and stay out of the way, and she looks to be taking care of them fine, but I need to make sure everything's all right before I leave them. It's Wednesday. I have a live to do in about half an hour, and I'm not going to tell y'all nothing. We're going to sit there and talk for a solid hour, and y'all ain't going to know this happened. But I am going to tell you that I got a secret that you got to see on the video on Saturday. That way y'all will go watch it and find out what I'm talking about. Get in the comments and let me know if you heard everything on the live and if I caught you by surprise. Well, the bigger baby is definitely latched on, but I've got to see the little one latch. And I'm running out of time before I have to be home, so I'm staying with it. I don't know if you can tell it. I can't zoom in enough. The littlest one is latched right now. But you can't tell. I can't zoom in more. That's all I got. Hey there, little one. I had to come in here now. I've got the darn geese stirred up, but I can't help it. I had to come check on these babies. See how much smaller that one is? That concerns me. Alright, there's the bigger baby latched on right now. And the little one's trying to get in there. I don't want to check the babies before they see them nurse because Jersey's not exactly a sociable goat anyway. She kind of stays on her own, and if these babies wasn't up there, she wouldn't even be under this shed with me up here. But I don't want her to leave and the babies be in here. So I'm just kind of biding my time. Would y'all quit pulling at my shirt? Oh good, the little one's latched on right now. Yep, surprise, more babies. That was our big secret last night. But if you joined us on the live stream, I told you that I had to come back to the farm because I wasn't done. In that, I meant I needed to see both those babies latch. And I'm fairly certain y'all picked up on this. That's Jersey. Jersey, in the past, has had an issue with one of her udders, one of her teats becoming grossly enlarged, and the other, not so much. Well, the babies were continually trying to nurse yesterday, and I wouldn't leave until I saw them at least attempting to nurse. What I needed to come back for was to confirm. And what we found last night when we got here, and I'm sorry it was too dark, it was just Zoe and I. We weren't videoing. We just pulled up, shined the headlights at the goat shelter, and we were trying to kind of hem Jersey up. We needed to confirm that she had milk. We were unable to do that. Basically, we didn't want to try hard enough to catch her to stress her out, having just given birth. So, since she's not a very social goat to begin with, we just couldn't get our hands on her and we didn't want to press it. So we had to do something else that probably stressed her a bit. But we had to take the babies with us because they usually, goat kids, once they nurse, they're going to lay down and they're going to conk out for a while. They're babies. These babies were constantly chasing her, trying to nurse. And I told Zoe, I just don't believe they're getting what they need. And I got to ensure that they get colostrum in them. So we took the babies home and got colostrum in them. They're healthy. They're moving around great. They're starting to bounce a little already. They're less than 24 hours old and they're already starting to bounce a little. We're going to continue to try to get Jersey to see if she's producing. But that one side of her udder really concerns me. If you remember, she is Fancy's mom. And we had to pull Fancy. Jersey actually had triplets. And one of those was lost immediately. And one of them we managed to try to save and kept on the bottle for a couple of days. Well, Fancy came through with shining colors. But we didn't think Jersey had been bred this time and really didn't have plans for it. But I wasn't holding her out because just because something goes bad one time doesn't mean it's going to stay bad. Well, I think pretty much she's going to be retired this time. Now, I get this question a lot, and I don't know why y'all keep asking, because Nigerian dwarfs are not really known as meat goats anyway. They're more of a dairy goat. They have a really high butterfat content to their milks, why people like them. They're small, easy to deal with for the most part. I mean, a goat's a goat, so no goat is easy to deal with. But Nigerian dwarfs don't have to have their toes trimmed very much, and they're usually pretty easy keepers. They're fairly parasite resistant, but you still have a lot of stuff you got to take care of. A goat's a goat. Jersey's probably going to be retired, but no, we're not going to eat her. I don't process goats. So no, she's just going to retire from breeding. When we get the other paddock built, we'll have all our males separated and we will pick who breeds with who. And that's our plan. We want to control who breeds with who, not just have one buck that has everybody. And we certainly don't want father and daughters, but based on the coloring, if we're going to breed, we want to control that. So Jersey just won't be bred, but I have no intentions of eating her. So no, quit asking those questions. We do not process goats. All right, so now you know. Zoe and Chance are going to the ball field. I'm trying to get this done so we can continue making progress on this project. I got to get to work. You know, with having a farm, sometimes we have to divide and conquer. So Zoe is at the ballpark with Chance while I try to knock out some of this because I work 10 hours during the day and just run out of time a lot of times. And Chance is okay as long as, as long as I make most of them. He understands that there may be days where I have to work. He's okay with that. So tonight he gets to the ball field and he doesn't put on catcher's gear. And Zoe texts me and I was like, I have no idea what's going on. Chance is a catcher. Well, Chance is starting on the mound tonight. He's starting out pitching, something that he has not practiced any. I mean, he's played with it a time or two, but no real serious practice at it. Let's check in and see how he did. I would say probably a little bit of nerves. He hit the first batter with the second pitch. It's understandable to be a little nervous. Second guy is a buddy of his, got a hit off of him. And then the third, fourth, and fifth batters, he strikes out. I'd say that's a pretty good start. Then he gets up, leads off the bottom half of the inning, and he gets a hit himself and ends up scoring. So I'd say that he's got a pretty good game going. Now I want to talk about something else. I don't know if I'll get this comment or not, but I've had friends that have when they've had to pull babies. And y'all have seen us pretty much try to avoid that as much as we can. We've had to have some bottle babies more than once. We had bottle puppies. Nobody that is seriously trying to farm wants bottle babies. It may be a novelty to some and be a selling point, but let me go ahead and assure you that our goal is never to pull a baby of any kind. We want it to be raised by its mother. Number one, it's just natural. That's what needs to happen. But number two, anybody with a farm, especially if they also work a full-time job, wants to dedicate having to bottle feed every 2 hours. There's nobody wanting that. And I saw a friend of mine get a comment that they chose to raise bottle babies. That's just silly. Especially with the one they were talking to. They're running a farm. And it's silly that they would want to take out time every 2 hours to go bottle feed the babies instead of doing what else they need to do on the farm. And Zoe and I both work full-time jobs. I know we don't want to stay up all night feeding babies. And Zoe's having to leave work. Thankfully, she works right here in town. So she leaves work, go home, feed the babies, go back to work. Nobody wants that kind of hassle. We do what's necessary for our animals. We make the best decision that we think we need to make. And that's what we did. So that's why we have bottle babies. We waited and waited and waited last night trying to do everything we could to figure out if Jersey could raise those babies. Ultimately, we just finally decided that we didn't think she could and we couldn't risk the babies. So we have bottle babies. And we don't want bottle babies. But we do want healthy babies. And that's what was required. Speaking of babies, who is that? Who is that baby? That looks like a Bruno. Is that a Bruno? You look like your name should be Bruno. I'm sure everybody wanted to see you. Everybody always asks about Bruno. But still, no half brother or sister. Not yet. When I have things I have to get done, I still get to catch this part. Well, guys, I got to get back to work. If I'm going to miss a ball game, I better at least get stuff accomplished. We appreciate you being with us, and I hope you'll stick around because we're going to have a lot more coming. We'll see you next time at Chestnut Hills Farmstead. All right, boy. Atta boy. Go, 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 go.
Woo!
Go, Red. Keep going, Red. Quit watching the ball. Run, Red.
Good job! God.